and thank you for tuning in to Barroom Radio. This is Alex Williams here with the drunks, having a little party tonight. Time to review a little bit of Mayhem 415. We are on Barroom, I believe, episode 3 or 4. Anyway, let's kick off. Absolutely great show. I would say it probably murdered the competition. It was so ugly that it wasn't even a challenge. But anyway, getting into it, Prince Bubblegum had a promo. Did a little bit of standout. JJ Striker came out. They had a little bit of thing going on here and there, and Prince Bubblegum beat JJ. I would probably say 4-star match. Really entertaining to watch. Um, Definitely kept me entertained in that part of the match. And at the end, Eric Mason came out with his music and hit him with the nightstick. Absolutely a little bit interesting, a little bit of a different feel we had on this episode of Mayhem. It kind of played a little bit different than how the regular Mayhems have gone, and they even said this might have been the best show since the brand split. So that was really good on our end. And Azrael Abbott defeats Blade. I'm gonna give this match probably a 2.5 star to 3-star match. It was good. I felt like every time it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. So it was good back and forth. I wish it would have went on a little bit longer. It was really entertaining to watch. They did a really nice job at keeping it interesting, keeping the momentum strolling. Hunter Jones came out, gave a promo on how he didn't need Jacob Williams and how he made all these different things and talking on these talking points about how he was just kind of turning from maybe a heel to a face, just kind of talking about how he didn't need anyone, that he's his own man, he can make it happen. All right, and then Damian Myers versus Mr. Red Eyes, and I'm gonna give this match. This was a very, very terrible match. Not to hurt any feelings, it didn't have that oomph that most of the matches you want in a match. So I'm gonna give this a 1 star. It wasn't very good. Um, and maybe it wasn't the performer's fault, but the room kind of sunk from that point on. So Mr. Red Eyes looks like he's going to be having some other stuff go on with his, and hopefully more we'll get to see from Damian Myers. I think he's going to be an interesting guy to watch. Um, so hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more from both of those guys. This is their debut week, so. And then we had Randall Young versus Dallas Black, which was surprisingly a pretty decent, low-key good match. That was a really, really good match. Dallas Black, MMA background, came out in the MMA trunks. Randall Young coming out just doing his thing. It was really interesting. Now, the aftermath of what went on was crazy, and it was super entertaining, and it went out of this world, but not so far out there that it couldn't have happened, if you know what I'm saying. Randall Young defeats Dallas Black. I'm gonna give this match 3 stars. Absolutely killer match. It was rocking and rolling. It kept me entertained. I think the fans would say it's probably the best part of the night on the whole show. Absolutely crazy entertainment. It was super fun to watch. It was a really good time. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a little bit more, maybe 3 or 4 stars. I'm gonna go 4 star. Absolutely killer. At the after effects, Prince Bubblegum attacks Randall Young after the match. He comes out and basically Randall Young's been coming out with a baseball bat. Instead, Bubblegum comes out with a baseball candy cane. Like it's a baseball bat that is a candy cane. It's pretty crazy. And he comes out there and he hits Randall in the back of the head and then shoves the candy cane down Randall's throat and puts it in his mouth and tells him he's gonna bust his teeth. He goes, sugar's not good. It's crazy. It's good stuff. And then Bubblegum then proceeds to open up his front pocket and pull out a lollipop right out of his junk. It was pretty awesome. Pulled a Joey Ryan, which was super funny, super awkward. Puts it in Randall's mouth, super kick to the side of the face, calls it the jawbreaker. So I thought it was a super funny and realistic thing that was going on. It kept me entertained. It kept the fans entertained, and overall great. Pushing towards their championship mid-card title match for the Grand Championship, and I think it's leading up to something that's going to be really good. And I'm glad that those two are going to be the semi-main event. We move forward to Brad Richards versus Aaron Foster. Match was entertaining a little bit. Did lack some things, but when it comes to limited move sets for each brand, um, it kind of makes this cutoff point. I would give the match 3 stars, 2.5 stars, 3 stars. It didn't have the 5 stars for me is perfect, and it had all the things. 4 stars is above average. 3 is probably average. It did have moments, but it didn't have like the back and forth. It felt like every time it was 5 minutes, one side, 5 minutes, one sided, 5 minutes, one. There wasn't a good back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth. So, good match overall. Did miss some of those things, but hey, like I said, we're doing really good for the show quality. Had some really, 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 really good moments, good matches. Had a lot of fun. Brad Richards. Then here's the really fun part. The promos were on point. Dalton comes out at the end of the match and is holding Brad Richards' global title. We haven't seen this before in NCPW. Nobody's done it. He steals it and said that Brad doesn't deserve the title. He's not going to get the title back till um, after the pay-per-view at Blast from the Past. So, Dalton basically just tells him you're not getting your title back. So it was super funny to watch Dalton and just say you're not getting it, you're not getting it. Anyway, it was just really good overall. Good promo, good segment between Brad and Dalton. And then we get to our show closer, which we ended on a promo, which is a little bit different from Mayhem. Never really do that. But then Andre Brooks comes out, talks about how everything and what his career has meant to him, how he buried MD 5 years ago, and MD comes out. It was crazy. Suplex, F5, suplex, F. I mean, it was like 90 suplexes, 90 F5s. And then Drake Jackson runs out to try to save Andre. Drake gets suplexed over the rope, and then suplex, F5, suplex, F5. Then MD pulls out the baseball bats and he pulls out everything. Baseball bats, He's got sledgehammers. And then the referee comes out, a couple referees, and he just takes a referee F5s and throws them into the crowd, pulls them back out. And then our network producer in the front, Alex Andrews, he pulls Alex Andrews from the network, blasts him, throws him inside of throws him onto the railing and beats him up too. And it was like, oh my God, MD is crazy and he's getting so over just because of this Brock Lesnar presence. This man cannot be stopped. 6'5", 6'4". He's 300 pounds of pure muscle, and it's just like he's just killing everybody. And it was absolutely killer to watch. Drake got hit with a sledgehammer in the face. Andre was busted open, took another F5. I mean, he must have been F5'd about 90 times. I mean, we literally just suplex city chants were going everywhere. Good time, good match, absolutely one of the best show closer promos we've had in the past um, couple years. So we ended out on a note. Mayhem overall, I'm gonna give it a 4 star. I think it was above average. We do need to work on some of the match quality, but that's what main shows are for. Pay-per-views are for the great matches. Shows are for building up the storylines, and I think that's what made that nice little middle point to make for both of those. So that was awesome. That made an amazing, amazing card. Everybody gave every piece of effort that they had. We had a good amount of matches, good amount of story. So it was just kind of nice to see a nice blend of entertainment put together. Definitely, I say we struck Showdown really hard this week, and I hope that they continue to put it up. But that is it for me. Alex Williams on Bar Room Radio, concluding here, signing off. Couple more pieces of information. Pre-show for Back Blast from the Past. That's right. Pre-show for the Blast from the Past pay-per-view starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on April 29th, live from Knoxville, Tennessee. We're going to be doing it starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And just to run you down one more time of the card so far, our main event is the Global Championship. Brad Richards versus Dalton. The Grand Championship, Princess Bubblegum versus Randall Young in a Knoxville, or should I say a Candyland street fight. Eric Mason versus JJ Striker, and the retirement match of Andre Brooks versus MD. And then our pre-show will feature many new up-and-coming stars. And we'll get back with you in a little bit here on Ballroom Radio. We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you.